quite an interesting week, a week where we've seen a lot of things happening. Our politicians misbehaving, zero tolerance to one another, using big words, funny abuses, useless things. But anyway, let's be real. Welcome after some break. Karibuni sana, and I'm host your Charles Otieno. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you have to say?
Today I'm wearing John 3:16 dress. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish,
but have eternal life.
Yes. But on that note, so we're going to do some Jesus work. I'm still doing Jesus work. I'm still selling wine, Samantha Wines. And today we are trying out the wines. Every day offers a different something taste to celebrate. Find that person to celebrate or that thing to celebrate, and you'll be happy.
All right. And what's your name?
My name? The viewers know my name. Shall we ask them to give us? I'm Dr. C. I need no introductions. Google me. Right? Google me. Yes.
Yeah, I made myself a mistake of Googling myself, and apparently they don't know I'm married. I'm Maria, and...
Are you married?
Yes, I am. But people say I am a mother of 2 kids, but nobody says I'm married. I am married. The kids have a father. And I'm so happy to be here.
And you live with that father?
Yes, and I live with that father. No, very much happy, okay. But I also wrote the book, Marriage is a Scam.
Okay, since we seems to be declaring our marital status, I'm also happily married to my 2 wives. And, I'll be adding one soon. I'll inform you guys when the chance is open. So my name is Emmanuel Njai with the Star Group, the man who scribed himself.
But Emmanuel,
yes.
Me, I want to see how many schools you've built.
Yes.
You have a whole school.
Why?
Like,
having 2 wives?
Yeah.
And he's looking for the 3rd one. Looking or
no, an African man must have more than one wife.
The chance is not yet open for
the 3rd one.
Yeah.
So
I'll tell you guys, you can tell your sisters to start applying next year.
Oh, so you need to fall in love with them, or you just need to see them?
I will discuss that. It will be attached in that thing.
The CV?
Yes.
He requires.
So there's a CV to be married now?
Yes.
Yeah.
You'll be vetted with...
I'm so glad I'm taking.
You'll be vetted by my friends,
so
like my CEO. And
CEO loves polygamy, can do that.
No, polygamy is the way to go. Africa is a business.
I mean, he can't let me get...
polygamy, that's why Africa, we are still, even though we say, I don't believe we are in the 3rd world, but generational wealth cannot be built if you're polygamous. That's a topic for another day. I know you're gonna,
anytime Dr. C says something that supports me, I feel amazing.
Yes.
You see, let me tell you guys, and we start with this story. This last 2 weeks ago, there's a lady who was accosted by some 2 gentlemen because of issue that she dumped the guy, and that it's emerging the wife also didn't. The guy was married, and that the wife felt that they should attack this woman to leave the husband. If this man would have married this girl, would we have this problem? But anyway, there's toxic love out there. There's toxic love where someone tells you, I want to leave you, and you think, where are you going? You can't leave me. I've spent this on you, and people attacked with acid. There is a girl who attacked the gentleman in Umoja with hot water. This girl was attacked with sulfuric acid. There's another girl who attacked another guy in Busia, and with hot water as well, poured hot water on them. So there's a lot of toxic love out there. In Kenya, people are revenging. If you leave them, they ban you. What do you think?
So...
Dr. C first.
Oh.
Shall we?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
So he's pouring me. Can you say something about the white wine?
This one, from Samantha Wines, it's a fruity sweet white. Each day offers a reason to celebrate. Find it and experience true bliss.
Oh, thank you.
That's what we're going to experience, yeah?
Yes,
Yeah.
true bliss.
True bliss.
Well, in terms of, this is a very sad story actually, but a lot of it, we can attribute it to many things happening in the society. Just yesterday, I was reading an article in your newspaper about what men think about women empowerment. And a lot of men are thinking the empowerment has gone too far and pushing men to, you know, do different kind of things. So the first thing I have to say, attacking somebody with acid or pouring hot water on them, it's a criminal offense, and these people, they are criminals and they belong behind bars. That said, also it's about toxic masculinity. I think it stems from the fact that somebody wants to own you. Like they own you. So the moment a woman is displaying any kind of independence or anything like that, you know, when you pour acid on somebody, you're like stripping them of their identity, of their status in the society. And so you're making that statement that you wanted to own them. And if you cannot have them, so they cannot, yeah? And where, for me, where is this toxicity, especially this toxic masculinity, is there's a lot of online, digitally, there's a lot of online empowerment of men in a very toxic way. That if she cannot have you, like a lot of men feel emboldened. And even after this issue had happened, I don't know whether you guys had an opportunity to read the comments. They were saying like, oh, if he took her, apparently he had taken her to the university and paid for her education, and then she went with somebody else. And I think people need to understand that just because I contributed to your well-being, to your, it doesn't mean you then own me. You don't own me. You don't own anyone. So this is criminal, and it has to be condemned. It's toxic, not just toxic love, it's toxic masculinity. Are women doing the same thing?
A lot. The majority are women. The Busia case, a woman. The Umoja, a woman. The other one, which happened in Nairobi here, a woman.
What did they do?
They burnt their men with hot water, all of them. So
People
it's only one case for men and 4 for women.
Okay. Well, still, I talk about toxic masculinity. There's also
in 1 month, by the way.
There's also toxic femininity.
All right.
There's a way you can be feminine, and if a man, like, if a man doesn't want you, there's other people who actually will take you. Okay, I'm scraping for.
Let me say this. First of all, gender-based violence is violence in whichever the gender it happens to.
Yes.
That one, we cannot dismiss the fact that when a woman does it, it's wrong, and when a man does it, it's wrong.
Yeah.
So you should not harm anyone, hurt anyone, abuse anyone in the name of love. That should not happen regardless of gender. Now let me go back to the university issue. First of all, if you educate someone who is not your wife or your daughter, you're doing charity. You are not entitled to marriage or a lifetime commitment. Remember, you found me with my Form 4 papers. That was who I was. You've taken me to university. My class has changed. My test has changed. Everything I wanted is now different. So chances of me saying now I want someone who is higher, it's very high. So this empowered man, this man went to empower this lady, does not know that when she is empowered, she becomes someone different. And she has not been trained to handle this unempowered, okay, not unempowered, let me just say, the level of empowerment the man was at. See, yo.
I'm looking at you.
So the point is, if you are educating a girl who is not your daughter or your wife, it's charity case, and you are not entitled to anything. Just accept and move on, unless you're giving them a loan. And if it's a loan, there are legal ways to do that. But in real sense, I don't see why you can harm someone because they rejected you after the class went a bit higher. Come on, like, surely.
Manu.
Yeah. You know, support is not ownership, as the previous speaker said. It's not ownership. It's more of like a gift. So I'll just say this guy is not like a simp, but is on the lower end of that list. Because he would have taken that money somewhere else, to a children's home, just commit himself to be doing something different.
Shamba.
Could have bought shamba. So this man would have done something different with the money. You know, buying shamba. He would have actually married legally, like his second wife, he really wanted to do that. But for him, he just decided to prey on this innocent girl when she was really vulnerable, knowing that the father will not be able to afford the school fees that she wanted to, the school that she wanted to attend. And, as they say, asiyefunzwa na mamake hufunzwa na ulimwengu. So this young man, because he's young, he's going to jail. He's going to leave his kids suffering. And don't forget that his family is now fractured. He's not going to recover from that. So I'd say at the end of the day, the man is to blame. It's the guy, totally. Yeah. If you can't afford it, just leave it.
So when I read that issue of that story, it reminded me of what happened also to Sharon. And there are too many young people who are dying in relationships. I think if you look at the GBV levels, and it's not men and women, they are both sexes, it's serious. And we said the Umoja case, that university student was burnt with hot water by the girlfriend, and the girlfriend stole 200,000 and disappeared and crossed over to Uganda. I think she's an Aliaka or somebody. Then there's the other one in Busia who waited for the boyfriend to sleep and also poured hot water. And then you remember the case I told you, Manu, of that police officer who was burnt with acid in Kisii. You understand?
Yes.
And he's been championing these things, and he went blind and all that. And the question has always been suspicion. People suspect. Some of these issues is not that you are dating someone. It's that someone always thinks my girlfriend either is cheating, my boyfriend is cheating, or my boyfriend has somebody, and also the partners who are not in the picture, like the latest case of this girl who was burnt by sulfuric acid. We are not sure whether it's a man, because people are saying that even the wife was very bitter of this relationship and could also have done it. It's the same way we cannot tell who killed Obado's Sharon, between the Obado people or the other people. You understand?
Was the case ever concluded?
They're concluding it this month. That's when the ruling is coming. So my problem has been that young girls will always come for people with resources. That one we must understand. If you have a bit of resources, you'll be, the woman who is coming to your life, 90% do not want you for you sometimes. They want the money you have. So you must be very aware that this woman also needs something from me. And do not push yourself and say that I will marry her. Some of them is not love. Some of them is money. Clearly, someone wants money.
But you always hear them, especially when you're starting this relationship. They will tell you, staki kuchomwa na maji moto. You know, that's when they are testing water.
Yes.
Yeah, how things are. Because they know, it's a woman who knows that the other woman.
You're dating a lot.
They'll tell you, like, staki kuchomwa na maji moto. And you know they do that intentionally.
Yeah, actually he has. Because for me to get one husband, I had to date 999. I imagine you do double.
And then, and also it depends with the guy you are dating. And this one, if you are in Nairobi, there's a difference between sharp boys. I know Gashao knows who's a sharp boy. And you know who is a simp.
Yeah.
What's a simp?
So,
what do sharp boys do?
And who is a simp?
If you date a sharp boy, you're okay.
What's a sharp boy?
But if you date a simp, oh my goodness.
You're done.
What's a
You're
simp?
done.
Like, please, somebody
Why
explain.
are you people dating a lot?
Only
What is a sharp boy? I want to know. And a simp.
Sharp boys are out there. They know what we are talking. Manus, you know sharp boys?
Yes.
What are they?
What are they?
Abracadabra, kidogo, kidogo, your wallet is confirmed.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Yeah? They just do their own stuff online and then you get money. You know Mulot boys, you know Yahoo boys?
Mulot boys?
Yes.
What are those?
You know Yahoo boys?
What are those? Please, somebody explain. I'm sure I'm not the only one, including our viewers.
Okay, explain the difference between
I also
sharp
don't
boys.
get.
A simp is someone who loves too much stupidly.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not stupid. Loving too much is generously nice.
That, who dates a simp?
In a way that somebody will exploit your
Vulnerability.
You see?
Like they want to give me more money and spend more time with me.
Yes.
And what is simping?
What is wrong with that?
Simping is when, how do I explain to you simping? Simping is, for example, today, if I'm in a relationship with a woman, I'll be checking on her every 10 minutes. I'll be asking her, what do you want to eat? What did you do? It's just being a simp.
A simpleton.
Simpleton.
You mean love bombing?
Yeah, you're just a simpleton. You can't think beyond what you're doing.
So a simp is someone who is a simpleton.
Yeah.
Okay. And a Yahoo boy?
Sharp boy. Sharp boy, they work online. They do Forex.
They drive Subarus.
Subarus, these nice cars, and you can't tell the sales of their income. But you know that the moment they touch their laptop or their phones, yeah, some transactions are going to be made, and on the other end, somebody's going to cry. Yeah.
Okay.
You've never
So-
seen
so-
those
so who
emails
are good
whereby
boys?
somebody says, I'm a prince from Nigeria.
I've
my
just inherited.
Yes, and I need to activate my account. Please send me this money. My car has been locked in Mombasa. I need to get it from the docks, you know. I only need that 5,000 to clear
Do
it.
people send?
Of course they do, especially women.
I take my money and I send to a prince of Nigeria somewhere.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's proceed, Dr. C. The next.
Oh, yeah, unless they've dragged me, I don't
Anyway,
think I
that
can
reminds
even
me,
send
yeah,
text
even
messages.
I was, somebody offered, I don't know what, some beauty, being a beauty influencer, I don't know, I was completely very new to social media. The next thing I knew, my social media was flooded with Forex, what, it was really, until now I know how to rescue. If you lose your Instagram, whatever, I know how to rescue it. So I never listened to those kind of things. Anyway, talking of romantic relationships, so a couple of weeks ago, a young man asked online whether they have 700,000, I think they got it out of bonus, and they wanted to know, should they put it on a wedding or should they use it to take, no, they qualified for a loan of 700,000. So should they use it for a wedding or should he buy a car or something or start a business? And so for me, I said, you know what, I'm not going to let this slide, especially the wedding part. It's not going to slide because you cannot be asking for a loan. I don't know what you think, because I want us to discuss it. Should you be taking a loan to actually get married? Should you be taking a loan?
Maria?
I will start by, you can get married the cheapest way. You actually do not need to get a loan. You can go to the AG, if the actually the certificate is really important. You can go to the AG, get the certificate, sign it. Eventually, you will start a business, have enough money, do the glam that you would want to do. I think it's risky to take a loan for something that you know very well that it's not going to bring an income. It will bring happiness or tears, you never know. Another thing is, if you look at the way that you are going with it, the payment method, are you going to now find a job? Are you going to start looking for money to start a business? Are you going to suffer until the time you pay it so that you can say now we are starting from zero after months later? It's not nice for couples to start from zero if they are going to look for peace and happiness, because even financial issues in marriage can cause trouble. So do not get that loan. You need the marriage certificate, however. You can go to the AG, get the certificate. It's around, I think, with 3,000, I think you can be registered, married, and you're okay, if no one is going to say that they are your wife or husband. But I don't think a loan is necessary.
2 ways looking at it. If you are a sharp boy and you want to upscale, I'll really recommend, you know,
Oh my
like,
goodness.
I'm out here, I have access to 700K, and then there's somebody like Dr. C, a multimillionaire, whom I need to impress. I mean, that's a small price to pay, because at the end of the day, the investment will come back. The other way of looking at it is that, you know, it's a one-day affair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a one day, just a daytime party, and spending all that money to impress people doesn't really go well. Because at the end of the day, you know, these people will just be laughing at you. You know, they won't even be celebrating. And you know, there are people who come to weddings and they don't even eat. So they won't even tell that your food was tasting, or like you had a nice cake or something. Then after 2-3 months, you start going to people's WhatsApp asking them for mchango or something. So, you know, being a simp it's a lot of work. But as I said, like, depends with the intention. If you want to upscale, well and good. If you're not upscaling, avoid that thing. Yeah.
Being a simp.
Yes.
Yeah.
So someone who will get a loan to marry someone is a simp.
Under the pretense that they have money.
Money.
Yes.
It's a sin.
That's a sharp boy.
But you know
The one
that
that
person
does it
It's a
genuinely
young
is a simp.
Yeah.
It's a, you know, if you say a sharp boy,
I'm beginning to
it
love
may
simps,
send the
though.
wrong message. But I think so. What you're trying to say is that somebody may actually take a loan. They want to upscale, and they're actually, maybe they are marrying somebody higher, somebody who would not marry them.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're pretending you have the money.
So that you can
You don't pretend. No. You have if you have access to 700,000 loan, it's part of your
wealth.
money. Yes.
But which girl,
Uh-huh.
which woman is actually accepting that you're taking that kind of a loan to marry them? Then she's really not the right woman.
Nobody has to know.
Nobody has to know.
Yeah, it's just you and your banker.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And then after that, you married her, you're in the house.
They eat, you eat air burgers.
And then you start eating air. And
No,
that's why a lot of marriages, by the way, that's why the marriage institution is really under siege because of this money issue. The number one cause of divorce is money. So why would you start? Why would you start off your marriage
With a loan.
with a loan? Anyway, see, I want you to talk because later on I want to give people advice on
So,
how to get married without
First,
money.
You know, I tell people that if you see a young man asking for what to do with money, he's a broke guy. Someone who asks, I have 700, I qualify for a loan. Oh, this guy doesn't have money. That's why he's going for a loan. And the worst thing you can do is to start your life repaying money which you're not earning something on it. Yeah. So if you get married and just the next week, after 1 month you're told, okay, you took our 700,000, you've done your wedding, you've gone to Mombasa, you come back, and then now you're told, now start paying. You start scratching your head. Then you realize you've done the biggest mistake because eventually the woman is with you, but the woman also needs to eat, needs to dress, needs to do everything. So if you're a young man and you don't have money, avoid your wedding at that time. Wait for that opportune time you can do your wedding and build your life, because there's nothing as risky as taking a loan that you will be auctioned later. All the things you have in the house. Build yourself, then do your wedding.
But we are assuming that he'll be auctioned.
Of course.
Okay, it's just a bad thing. Like if you're gonna take a loan, take it for an asset. Or some people think marriage in itself is an asset, but you know, take a loan to buy land. So you go and even put a mabati house there. You move in, you stop paying rent. So there are ways. You know, a lot of people. So let's also be practical. A lot of young people today, they want to get married in this flashy wedding, to put it on their status, to wear that white wedding dress, to show people. They want people to talk about. It's a very, you know, these Cinderella stories that have been sold to people. We cannot take away that desire. However, there are many things you can do if you want to actually have a wedding and not necessarily spend money. Yeah. So the first one, like you mentioned, the micro weddings have really gone up. Yeah. So you can bring close and like 20, 30 friends, come together, go to the Attorney General's office, you can sign or you can call him to your venue, and your friends who are real, true, inner circle friends, come and attend. So what you need to do, you can borrow a friend's dress or you can rent a dress. They don't cost too much. And then the most important thing, get a very good photographer. A good photographer can even photograph ugali and sukuma wiki, make it look so yummy and so nice. Yeah? If you need to post something on social media, because actually the real thing here is social media, you know? So then you have amazing, beautiful photos, which you can post on social media, and then you don't need to spend all that money. I've seen people actually spending a lot of money on weddings and not even getting good photos. And the photos are so bad, the wedding ends up looking so cheap. So you don't have to spend too much to make a wedding look expensive. Take good photos and post them on social media. So don't get married for, like, make that, your budget reflect who you are, not what you think your friends or neighbors or relatives want you to be. And if you talk to your relatives honestly, I don't think they want you to get in a loan unless you're scamming this person, like you said.
But it could also be the pressure from the girlfriend. You know, we are not also considering that.
The pressure from the girlfriend.
It could be the girlfriend who's pressuring the young man to take a loan.
The young man should run away.
Like have a big fancy wedding.
Yeah, take off. If your girlfriend is actually pressuring you, not considering the budget that you have, you should actually take off.
Take off.
Completely take off. And if you have a boyfriend who is trying to get a loan to marry you, that is not a man who will look after your children. Yeah, he cannot provide. He's not financially savvy. So find somebody who is financially savvy and live according to your means.
Okay, let's go for a break, La Maria.
Yeah, we'll take a short break, but also if you're looking for someone that you're going to marry, you should know that those are small things that you look at. They might look small, but they define your entire future. Let's take a short break and we'll be right back on Let's Be Real.
Welcome back. Of course, in that first part, we had interesting conversations about toxic love. Manu explained who is a simp and who is a sharp boy. Sharp boys, we see you. And of course, Dr. C, marrying on credit. Maria, what do you have?
Baby mama drama. So I've seen people co-parent peacefully. I've seen others co-parent with drama. And I've seen others who choose not to co-parent. I always say that if I find myself in a situation whereby I am supposed to co-parent with someone, I'm not going to push a man to provide for his own children. So this is another situation whereby a man is providing. He doesn't have an issue, but he's not calling the woman. The woman is not liking that. Like, why are you providing, yes, but you're not calling me? Could it be that she's still in love, or is it like it's right not to talk to the woman? Or the woman should just be grateful that this man is providing? Because we have others that can't even give a thing, and others that are even denied access to children and still expected to provide. So in this case, this is a very peaceful, loving, lovely woman who just needs one thing: call me. Is it right?
That's not right. See
So,
what?
no, wait. Has she refused access, this man, or?
No, they're okay. The only
She's
problem
thinking
the woman is hurting about is, why are you not calling me?
Why are you providing?
Why are you providing? Sending money, not calling me, is not right. Miss you. What do you think?
So this lady, she's also a simp, in her own way. Yeah? She also needs to learn the art of moving on, you know. Because the fact that the two have a kid together doesn't mean that they are stuck together like that forever. This man could be having his own issues out there. He could be having an insecure girlfriend who doesn't want him to be speaking to the baby mama. Or maybe the baby mama could be toxic, you know. Because why would a man leave somebody whom you have a kid with? If she's nice, if she's good to you, you don't leave them. So there's always an... This is
what
an
if you fall
issue.
in love again and you try to bring in another wife?
If I try to bring in another wife,
Yes, then I
You
will
stay
leave.
there.
and you still want me to talk to you again,
Yeah, talk to me. Do you need hello, how are you
she
doing?
needs
How
to
are the
move on.
children?
This lady needs to move on. She needs to find maybe a different career that will keep her busy, or she needs to get a boyfriend of her own and just stop disturbing somebody else. I mean, you know, getting the guy to pay for the kid is not an issue because the guy doesn't have an issue with that. She only has an issue with him not communicating, not talking to her. And if the guy doesn't want to, he should not be forced to. I mean,
How old is this child?
Should be less than 10.
You see, me, I totally understand her. By the way, I truly understand her because as a woman, you want your child to have the very best. Money is just part of it. I think her problem is that this guy is treating this responsibility as a budget line. There has to be some form of cordial, let it be a cordial relationship where you can find out how is the child doing. Maria, I'm sure you really understand when a woman really wants her child to have a relationship with the father.
Yeah.
We are not
You
assuming
see, because
that
maybe the
it's not
child,
like that.
you see, I don't think she has, she didn't say whether she has refused access. So the guy is doing the bare minimum, and the bare minimum is what is legally required of him. And what is legally required of him? Lipa. Sasa yeye analipa. He is paying, yeah?
Yes.
And that's not enough. I
We
need
also
you to
need to be
talk to me
talking
to
to her.
find out how is our son or our daughter doing.
Behavior
Why should I talk
wise.
to you?
No, you should.
I am
Like,
with your child.
let's looking.
There are milestones, there are changes,
Listen,
there are
listen,
things
guys,
that are
let's-
changing in this
Just
child's
talk
life.
about the child.
Listen, I can't pick my child. If I want coming to visit my child, I'll come pick my child. I'll have an understanding. If this relationship ended badly, it ended badly. Remember that this guy is saying, I'm providing. There must be a reason why a man does not want to talk to that woman if he's providing. Because even to get a man to pay for that money is a big problem. So a man has decided, probably is married to a woman who has said, Mimi, it's okay, you can marry me now. That woman, and you never knew what she did. So he say, Mimi, I don't want to do anything to do with you, but my children I'll take care of. If I want to talk to your children, I will call Patia Mtoto Simu. I don't want to talk to
But
you.
you see, this is very dangerous. You know, let's just now, right now the child is like maybe in school, she's young, and you don't want to keep any relationship. Let me tell you, earlier on we talked about weddings. I have been to weddings and been part of, as everyone knows, you know, I'm in the wedding business. And some of the stories which actually aired on this channel is about the fact that parents, the two people are getting married and the parents are getting in the way. You need them to talk because now it's time for paying dowry, it's time for. So I think it's important, even if you're separated, the moment you choose to have a human being, you're gonna unzip your trouser and have a human being, just know that you're on the hip of this person. For as long as this other human being is still alive, you will keep a relationship. Yes.
No,
We
let
will
me
not
tell
keep
you
it.
something. That is why
You must.
when the child
Nothing.
becomes a teenager, they will learn the manipulation skills whereby they
Yes.
know that my dad and my mom don't talk.
So?
I can get away with anything.
Yes.
So listen,
that's
Maria,
why
this kid-
we are saying communicate for the sake of the behavior,
Aye,
the emotional
no,
support
Maria, you
of
will
the
not put
child.
men. You will not put men who have decided to move on with their wives.
I'm not
to
telling
talk
you
with
to.
baby
You
mamas.
are not talking
They
to me
will
about
not.
my well-being.
No,
we are
don't-
discussing
Why is she
about the
complaining?
child.
Why is she
We are
complaining?
not- wait,
Because I
wait,
need
if
to
you
explain.
listen,
Let me
this-
be honest with you. I would like to be, right now, I live with my husband and we are parenting together. Something may come up about a child. Immediately, I would like to communicate that thing because I have to. There's a behavior I've noticed. By the way, have you noticed this? Because I've noticed this and this. How do we go about it? It's partnership when it comes to parenting. Yes. Because the child needs to know that you are one team. Now, you're not on the, you don't
Listen,
talk.
we divorced. I want us
Yes.
to be very clear, Maria.
We
You
divorced,
divorced, but you didn't divorce
our
your
marriage
child.
ended.
The marriage
but we,
ended.
Listen,
there's a time
you
we were
get
in bed
yourself
making
a
a baby.
husband to be asking you how you are doing.
I'm not asking you to ask me how I'm doing.
What's the problem with
Let's
that?
discuss about
You
that.
you actually brought
Even
a
me, I have a wife.
You brought
There was
all
a
of you.
time that I was everything to you, that we have a
We are
fruit of
not.
our labor.
There's
Show
nothing
for
like
it.
that now.
There is an whole human
Zero.
being.
There's something to show for it.
This
Maria,
zero.
Yes.
Where I come from, they say that the owner of the well doesn't queue.
Yeah, we don't
for
queue.
water.
For water, yes.
No, this lady took that
What
phrase,
queue? What well are we talking about?
the one well that we are talking about. This lady, she took that phrase like literally.
Yeah.
And she is forcing herself into this man's life, into
yes.
this man's world. This man moved on.
We moved.
Move
He's
on.
taking care of his
Move on,
offspring.
and I'm leaving
And what
with
makes
your
you think the
offspring.
lady has not moved on?
Listen.
This man
living
is
with
making
your offspring.
assumptions.
This man is paying for the kid. He's taking care of the kid. So that means there's some basic form of
There's more to
communication.
life than money.
There's some form. There's some
What
form of
if I
communication.
can afford everything you're doing and I tell you, you know what?
Why can she do that?
Pause.
Why is she complaining?
Actually,
is that
let
the
me be
guy
honest
is not
with you.
talking to her.
You are not talking. There's no way you are picking. And there's a
This lady is-
there's someone who once said
her
that
complaint
we
is
are
this guy is not
co-parenting,
talking to her.
But in my house, I have these rules on screen time. But when the child goes to the dad, the child even has a phone. So the mom was complaining. If the father is not talking to me, for me to make it clear, the reason why we already had this agreement. But I feel like disrespected when I tell my child, there's a reason why I'm limiting screen time, because I need your performance to improve, so I've limited your screen time. But when you go to your dad, it's
Maria,
nothing.
this
And
is
your
where,
dad is
this
not
is
talking
where
to
we
me.
get something called PRAs, parental something agreement. You know, these forms you sign them, even you leave them at the children's office.
But you see, the
Yes.
good thing is,
Okay.
the good thing is that they talk.
It explains and puts in writing your manner and ways of engagement.
Yeah, they must
You
be.
get it? Parental responsibility agreement. It's called
Yeah,
that.
yes,
PRAs.
you must have that.
Once you have that, you clearly define your boundaries.
Yeah.
And for this man to have moved away from this lady and still be taking care of this kid, I mean, what else does this woman want?
To sign that PRN
No,
for
she
me to
wants
say
this
that
man
your
back.
behavior
She
should
wants to
change.
get back into this man's life. She should just go straight to the
Why
point.
do men think that we love them all the time?
Why is she forcing herself into his life?
And then she's not forcing herself. I think so that if you are going to sire another human being, please just know that this is a lifelong commitment.
Yeah.
We have not refused a lifelong commitment, Dr. C.
And you're not doing alone.
We have said we have accepted responsibility.
Bare minimum.
What we are saying, no. What we are saying is that that part of responsibility for me does not include you.
Exactly.
You see now what is happening? Let me tell you what is happening.
Does not.
This is why when you go to parents meeting, when a dad goes to a parent meeting, this dad is parenting, he's good. When he does anything small, no matter how bare minimum, we praise them so much. Do you know why we do that? Because they can decide, I'm not talking to you and it's okay.
But should I be talking to you?
You
I
need
divorced
to.
you.
You have to.
Zero. Listen.
But you see, the thing is, so when you go to Parents' Day, isn't it just, it's so, like, how is that happening? You're going to Parents' Day, you're going to meet, like in my daughter's school, there's a day when we go and meet the teachers. If we are not going, all of us, you also have a responsibility to find out, and you're sitting in front of the teacher. How do you deal with that? So if I go alone, you may want to know what is the progress. How do I brief you? Yes, maybe I will write. That's communication. Maybe when you're going, I really think so that, people should not use children as the currency.
That's what the mother is doing.
That's what the
No,
mother
she's
is
No,
doing.
she's not
She's
using
leveraging on that
She's not
relationship.
asking for money. I'm not asking you to give me money. Talk to me.
About what?
For-
About
This
the child.
child.
We will not.
I'm not telling
If
you
you are
to
going
give
to
me
marry,
money.
Listen,
and you,
listen.
even that baby mama
I
in
have,
your life.
listen, I have a wife to talk to.
Yes.
No.
It's
That
okay.
wife knew
You are
when she
talking-
married you, she knew she's
I
married
have my
someone.
wife to talk to.
But your wife knows
You
she
have-
Not
married
my
someone.
ex-wife.
With a child.
No. We are talking of, there's a man, but I'm assuming maybe they got married, whatever. But if you're going to marry someone's father,
Yes.
like you get married to some, like now I know clearly you have children, yeah?
Yes.
And then now, because you've left that wife, yeah?
Yes.
And I'm getting married to you knowing I'm getting married to someone's father, okay?
Yes.
Someone's blood father. I have no right as a wife to restrict you.
Yeah.
But we also need to ask ourselves, what did this woman do to this guy
That he
he would
refused?
Like,
want to talk to
Why
him
do you
Ah,
think
go to
it's
the next
only
story.
Why do you think the woman did something?
Let's-
Why are
because
you
the guy would
assuming
have,
that?
the guy will
Let's
still be
move
talking.
on, Doctor.
The guy could have been weak that he's told
Anyway.
stop and he stops.
Our next story.
Yes.
You know the way technology has moved on and everything from the days of Telegram. I'm sure boomers know about that. Telegram and stuff, how guys used to communicate.
Who are boomers?
Old people.
Boomers died.
Boomers, they're still alive.
No, they're still alive. My father is alive.
Yeah. Boomers, Gen X.
Gen X, I'm a Gen X.
Yes.
You don't relegate us to the...
These are the people who used to have Sunday school
Actually,
apostle and everything.
my
So,
grandmother is alive.
given that how technology has progressed and now we have something called WhatsApp. WhatsApp is now a formal platform of communicating. Now, for our friend Julius was removed from the welfare group, from the professional welfare group where he comes from. And for him, this did not go well with him. So he decided, what? I'm going to the court. And taking the matter to the court, you know, it took a whole different turn. Remember, we had this week that case of the auntie who alleged that the niece had hacked you know, WhatsApp and all that. And this did not go well with Julius being removed from the WhatsApp group. And the law clearly stated that he's right, you know. He has got right to be added back on that professional group. What do you guys think? Is it something you can sue someone from?
It depends. It depends on the reason why the group was formed. I think the details we don't have is why did this group come together? I think so. So, for example, I've done certain executive courses out of very, you know, big international universities, and part of the reason why I paid a lot of money to go to these university is the networks that you actually create. So if you're going to wake up one morning in a very arbitrary way, you just remove me, I have a right to go to court, and I think the court will look at it favorably because that is part of what I was paying. So if you remove me from this group, yeah, and I'm not now getting the benefits of why I am, if you remove me from the communication channel, if this is a welfare group and I'm still part of it and I'm still part of a member, so I suspect it's a membership. There is a way these people are meant to be interacting. And yeah, there are times when you can be temporarily removed, maybe to get some sanity, and then you will be returned. So, yeah, but I think yes, you can go to court, and if that is part of the benefit, and I suspect we don't have the full details, that must have been part of it.
Okay.
If I knew I could sue for being removed from a WhatsApp group, it would have benefited me. A lot.
You've been removed how many groups now so far?
Two.
Two.
But one really was wrong.
You know, maker.
No, Aki, and the way I'm sweet. So one of them was one was actually a school WhatsApp group. There was food poisoning in the school, and then I kind of raised the issue in the WhatsApp group, like, I am in the hospital, I'm told my child had food poisoning, and because he just came from school, what could have been the problem? Then other parents started, mine too is not well, mine too is throwing up. Oh my God, we were muted from the group. I was removed, but others were muted from commenting. Yes, I don't know why. So that was really bad.
And there you had a case.
Yeah, I really had a case there. Because I remember, we actually want to know what is wrong, and we are not given the answers. Instead, we are being shut from communicating and even asking. That was really wrong, by the way. Schools should style up. The other one that I was removed from, is a friend's WhatsApp. It was the friendship thing, and then they removed me for not agreeing with all the ideas. I was young. I'm now better. But if I knew there was a case you can file, I would have, because I had contributed a lot for that. We had a monthly contribution. I never followed up. Yes, I was removed from the group, and that was it. And I never followed up on anything. I need to learn how to look for my money. But in real sense, I think there should be laws to not just be like, I'm going to just complain. There should be laws governing this. Like, for example, if the rules of the WhatsApp group state that you'll be removed because of A, B, C, D, fine. But if you removed me for any reason that is not there, then I should have a case against it. Because if you're making it official, let's make it fully official, whereby you won't wake up one day and decide that I'm we are changing the admins or we are doing this. Let's have rules of removing someone, then we will all follow the rules. But also, if I don't follow the rules, why didn't I follow the rules? No, it's time WhatsApp becomes an official way of. Yes.
Let me say something there again. Yeah, I think it depends on the rules of association. I think that ruling was made, I'm not clearly, now I need to go and research more about it. The rules of association. If you make any association, how are we associating? Some WhatsApp groups are very arbitrary. They are so arbitrary. So don't go to waste the court's time.
Actually, nowadays,
Yeah.
I only join a WhatsApp group after a request, and sometimes I'll just be like, oh, ni mchango. I would rather send my M-Pesa than join the group.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I really avoid
But I
groups.
mean, it's a welfare group. That means they
Yes.
had rules.
Yeah.
They could not just have started a welfare group without rules.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for the guy to have sued them,
It's grounds.
it's
Yes.
ground then.
No, it's always good.
But
to
it feels
have-
great to feel like, oh, I can see a WhatsApp group,
No.
WhatsApp group.
You see, naturally, when WhatsApp started, it was meant for chatting and all that, but it has become official channel. Even KRA the other day has just added it as one way you can pay tax through it. So it's like a phone call, it's private, it's official now in many aspects of life. And two, what people need to know is that the moment you enter there, there's something which binds you together. You cannot be invited in a group where you don't belong.
Yeah.
You can't invite a witch doctor in a group of medicine people. It's a group of either you're witch doctors, you're doing this thing together, you are sportsmen. There's something which brings you together apart from michango or anything. So that's why it's a welfare association. So that guy had a right. And it also brings sanity, where we like people not to misbehave, so that even the admins should know that you do not have the sole power of determining that I do not like the shirt Manu wears today, remove him. You understand? Or we disagreed over a bottle of beer yesterday night in a club, so I bring it to the association because I have powers there, I'm the chairman. So this thing stems all these risks which have been there. And also remember that even women who are eating fair nowadays are being forced to pay. They're being taken to court. There's a girl who took 1,500.
To court.
Took to court and he paid 11,500.
I think that's unfair.
Why?
You know,
I
there's
think,
small claims.
I think that's
I mean,
unfair.
if-
I ask
if
you
we
for
take-
money, you send me,
if
and
we
then
agree-
you go
if we
and
agree
do
on
it.
come.
If you agree on WhatsApp
if you
that
agree on
you are
WhatsApp, you're coming, you
I
are
send you
sued
Uber
and you
money
pay.
and you don't come. Those are
Ladies,
grounds.
don't chat on WhatsApp.
Those are grounds.
Agree on something else, not WhatsApp.
But you know, like in this age also,
That's
we
unfair.
have these dictatorials, these dictators who get this habit of the fact that they've been given the privilege of being the admins. They do whatever they want in the group.
Yeah.
You wake up, they've muted the whole group. You find that it's only admins who can post.
Yeah.
The next day, they have
It's
removed
nonsense.
somebody who they don't like. We disagree, kidogo, they remove you. You know, those kind of tendencies.
Just
And
move.
Small powers gets to their head, and then they start be misbehaving like that. You know.
But that's why each WhatsApp group is almost now being treated as a society.
It is.
And as a society, you've created that association. There has to be rules of engagement. Therefore, that's why each WhatsApp group needs to pin at the top. This is how we engage. If you do this, maybe we'll have to, not maybe banish you or whatever, just knowing that you can be sued if you had agreed contractually. And what constitutes a contract?
So that's what I'm telling you. If you agree with me today,
That I'm meeting you, you send
you're
face,
meeting me and I send you 2,000.
But that's, you see, that's a poor man.
It's not about poverty. It's that
poverty.
you lied. There's a girl from Eldoret who's been charged 15,000 shillings this week,
How much was fair?
1,500.
Now he's paying 15,000 shillings.
The
Because of
lawyer.
the lawyer, everything.
Inconveniences.
She has to pay. And that transaction was sent by M-Pesa. It was read in court. That
They agreed on WhatsApp.
Love is hard right now in this
so if
society.
you, kama wewe unakula
Love is
fare,
hard.
Yeah.
kama unakula fare ya wanaume, your day is coming. You'll be in court.
And for those people with the bad manners of muting people on WhatsApp groups and
Yeah,
also
they-
removing them, Their day in court will be soon. They'll find themselves answering.
Maria
the
Cruz?
magistrate.
To be honest, it's not fair for the fair thing. Like, fair is the one economy that ladies should be given a freedom to have. I'm not happy about that. I'm honestly not happy about that.
Until your
But some
sons
people then
start
use other
being
means.
eaten.
Just, you know, the thing is, if you are clever enough to
Yeah.
take people's fare and you went to school and you're hearing, you're a viewer, you're hearing, actually, we are saying, WhatsApp is a formal means of communication. I ask you a question, you say, yes, it is a contract. We have agreed. You don't need to have signed anywhere.
Yeah.
So if you don't turn up, that's a breach of contract.
Yeah.
So find other means
Yeah,
of
meet
communication.
By the way, but you can meet him and tell him to give you next time's fare.
By the way, let me tell you something. These days, there are people who will just want to trap you on WhatsApp. I'm very careful. Very careful. I can even discuss something with you on the phone. You come on WhatsApp, you're asking me the same thing. I'm telling you, I don't know. What are you talking about?
Yes.
We never discussed that.
Yeah.
But because people can just trap you. So
I
it's
also
the same
prefer
thing
phone
for the
calls.
girls.
Yeah.
It's the same thing for the girls. Yeah, don't agree on WhatsApp if you know you just want to eat this money.
I think I
Hata
usually
Jovanya
prefer-
haifanyi kazi.
Eh?
So they are hearing.
But you know you can also be served on WhatsApp.
Yeah. So that girl was served. She was so shocked.
That's on
She was
WhatsApp.
served
Same
on
way you'll
WhatsApp.
agree to eat my money on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
My lawyer will reach you.
Served you on WhatsApp.
Yes.
She was served on WhatsApp, told to appear in court. She-
That's what
Okay,
happened.
that girl fell for a petty broke man, and that's it. We've been real.
No, being real means that the lady is cheap.
No.
It's just